The trial will be at least the second time these women testify.
9 women are claiming almost $14 million in a civil lawsuit against the founder of the Just for Laughs festival, Gilbert Rozon, alleging sexual assault. The assaults are said to have occurred from the 1980s to early 2000s. It's the latest development in a long legal saga.
That dates back to 2017 when the Me Too movement hit Quebec. There were 14 women who filed complaints with the police, but out of these 14 cases, only one moved forward and ended up in an acquittal of Mr. Rozon in 2020. In parallel to these criminal proceedings, a group of women that went by the name of Les Courageuses filed a request to launch a class action against Mr. Rozon.
The class action was denied by the Court of Appeal, which also wrote in its ruling that the plaintiffs could move forward with individual claims. The assaults allegedly occurred from the 1980s to early 2000s, and the trials became possible when the 3-year limit for complaints was changed in 2015.
Let's think of men who were sexually abused in their childhood. It takes them an average 40 years to go forward and speak about what they lived. So the time limit was completely abolished in 2020. So now there is no time limit.
Gagnon said that although it's an improvement in access to justice for victims, it doesn't mean that the claims will be easily won.
Sexual assaults are crimes of intimacy that usually happen between closed doors, between only 2 individuals. So the evidence is usually only testimonies from the parties involved. And time has an impact on memory. And we are seeing this in the Rozon file. Attorneys for Gilbert Rozon in their cross-examinations are really trying to demonstrate that the victims' memories have faded.
Rozon's lawyers will also challenge the constitutionality of the abolished time limit, arguing that the passage of time is a burden to the defendants as they have less evidence to defend themselves.
They've also announced in their opening statement that they believe that Quebec was in search of their own Harvey Weinstein. He also uses as an argument the fact that a lot of these women have maintained contact with him, and some of them continued to work with him after the alleged assault.
The civil trial is public, which makes it an especially challenging moment for the plaintiffs, said Gagnon.
All of these trials obviously are difficult for all parties involved because we are talking about trauma. We are talking about lives that are or will be severely affected by the mere happening, but also the outcome of these trials.
In Montreal, Erin Seize, City News.